There are two kinds of people in this world who have a boat but don't have a boat trailer. The first kind of person is wealthy and just lives on the water. Problem solved. The second kind of person is that redneck who just has a boat in their backyard, rotting and filled with pine cones. I'm currently that second option. I do have a boat in my backyard rotting and filled with pine cones. I'll worry about that later, but right now, I need a boat trailer. I got this thing for really cheap and it's really sketchy. Let's fix it. To fix the tires that are older than I am, I've bought new wheels and tires. To fix these corroded old rollers, I've got new rollers. To fix the lack of trailer lights, I've got a boat trailer LED kit. To rebuild this sketchy winch, I have a bunch of new boat rope. And to fix all this rust, I've got some rust reform and seal. And for repairing these nasty bunk carpets, I have bunk carpet. Now, as far as this weld goes, I don't know what in the redneck was happening with these trailing arm things, but I don't trust any of it, and I'm pretty sure they were bolted on with U-bolts before, so I don't see why I can't just redo that. Stick welding is harder than TIG welding in my opinion, but also every time I turn the amperage up on my welder enough to get a hot enough weld that I'm happy with it, it pops the breaker. So, I hate these welds, but things are hot and stuck together, I suppose, so what are you gonna do? The bigger the gob, the better the job. And I also put a bead down on my rods here, just in case, And now for some Loctite on these bolts here. All right, that's good enough for a boat trailer. Let's hit it with some paint. Okay, update, we got wheels and tires and paint. Now it's time for lights. You know, in hindsight, I shouldn't have pulled out the wires inside of this tube before hooking up my new wires to them. But now I have to figure out how to pull wires through this thing, so let's see. The wire that came out of this thing was very thick because it's for old incandescent wires. So I'm gonna feed this back through the tube, tie my wires to it, and pull it back. Oh God, it's stuck. There's like a fucking rock. All right, let's look up in here. Ha. Ha ha. Now I just need to wire in the lights and then we're good. I'm gonna put some heavy weights on top of this, and then that is one bunk done. Well, here she is. The bunks are beautiful and soft. The rollers are all re-rolled and greased and lubricated. All the hardware is good. The welds are fixed. This thing is ready to have a boat put on it. So now I just need to rebuild the boat. But most importantly, how much did this thing cost? Well, I got this trailer for free with the purchase of a $100 boat. So technically, I'm just gonna say that this trailer was free, and that's math for you right there. But it was not free to rebuild. So let's see, I have $64 in the rubber rollers and the bushings that I machined for them, $26 in the lights, $30 in paint, $81 for both the wheels and tires, $5 for wood, $9 for the bunk carpet that's on those pieces of wood. The rope and the hook for the winch were $20, and associated bolts and metal and hardware and lubrication was $43. So that is $278 to completely rebuild this classic American-made trailer built in New Hampshire by Mastercraft, and it's all set up. It's completely set up. I measured everything, so when I finish rebuilding my boat, I'll just be able to winch it on here and go sailing. It's not a sailboat, it's actually a motorboat, but I think it's still called sailing. Thank you for watching. Bye.